What is up and welcome back, and today I'm going to be doing a comparison video. This is going to be comparing the 808-2 Ultra V2 with the newer model, which is going to be the 808-3 Ultra V2. So first of all, let me start off by saying that both of these shoes are very similar, of course, because this is the previous model, this is the newer model, but there are going to be some differences. But first of all, things that are very similar is going to be the sizing. Okay, I did measure the length of both of these sneakers, okay, from the front all the way to the end on both, and that's going to be 12 inches long for a size 8. Okay, also I did measure the width of both of these shoes, and they're both going to be around 13.5. I use this device that I have, which is for measuring things that are curved. Okay, so from this point to over here, it is going to be 13.5. Also the same length for the newer version. Okay, the middle area 14, 14, and 14. So you can tell it's climbing a little bit larger, more diameter. Okay, and the part that's going to interest a lot of people is going to be around right here, where the foot kind of meets the ankle. And surprisingly, they're both also pretty much the same. The one's going to be around 16 inches and 3/8, and this one's going to be 16 inches and 2/8. Okay, and I can tell you the difference for that is because if you look at the materials, okay, if we open this up or push it down, you can see that this material is a lot more thicker, and it also wants to open up. Okay, and for right here, you can tell that everything's more seamless. It's all together one piece. Okay, so I think that's just going to be pretty much the same sizing, but because they do use different materials, you are going to have a little bit of difference. Not just that, but when you do put this shoe on foot, they also feel very similar. I have about the same amount of room in the front, 1 inch for this one and 1 inch for this one, and they both feel very good for the lockdown. Okay, I don't feel my foot slipping or moving around in any of these. But what I do notice is, for example, this one right here, because you do have this material that's disconnected. You see this? This material is very soft, but this material is disconnected. So if your foot is a little bit more thicker along the middle area, this is not going to feel as tight, okay, because this opens up and the laces are connected to this right here. You see that? Okay, so it gives you a little bit of better fit for the one-to-one around this area. Okay, now for this one, as you can tell, it's all connected the same, and the fit of this one right here is going to be a little bit more tighter. Okay, the material does stretch somewhat, so if your foot is a little bit more wider, it is going to push up in this area, and your foot will fit in here, but it's going to be a tighter feel. Okay, so that might bother you. For example, if you have that type of foot where it's more fatter in the middle area, this right here is going to work better in this area, and for right here it is going to feel more tighter. Okay, now what I do want to mention also is the lockdown around the ankle area. You can tell this has a strap. Okay, this one right here also goes pretty high, but no strap. Okay, so definitely you do get very good lockdown on both. They're top tier. Okay, but for this one right here, you're not going to feel the lockdown as much. Okay, you're not going to feel it pressing against your foot. It's going to feel more like this material is part of your leg, part of your foot. So that right there is, I like that better than this one right here. Okay, but this is going to be more solid material. When it's wrapping around your ankle, you can feel it more. Okay, so if you don't like that feel of something rubbing against your ankle, then this one's going to be better. Okay, so like I said, they're both very similar, but those are just some differences. Okay, the one's better for the middle section, and here is more fitted, and then over here you're going to feel this a little bit more. Okay, because of the materials and the setup, and right here you're going to feel it less because it is more softer and it wraps around, kind of like when you do wraps around your ankle. You get that type of feeling with this one. Okay, where it's more molded around your ankle, okay, your foot. So right there you see some differences. So like I said, for the feel of it when you're wearing it, they're both very solid. They feel very comfortable, very good. Just figure out what's going to work best for you, okay? And for how they perform on the basketball court, again, the traction for both of these is super good. You're going to get the best type of traction on a dirty court on both of them, okay? But the technology is going to be different, okay? And I say that because this one right here does have carbon fiber for the shank plate, okay? This one right here is just going to have TPU, okay? It's just a plastic type material for the arch support, okay? Also, you do get carbon fiber for the back for the previous model, the 808-2 Ultra V2. You can see it right there. And for this one right here, you do get some carbon fiber right here. You can see it along the side. And then for the shank plate, okay? So right here, you just get it in one area right here. You can see it looks very nice, very slick, okay? And for this one, you get it in two areas, at the bottom and also along the side. And then for the heel clip, it's very solid. You can see that TPU is nice, big, sizable amount, wraps all the way around. In fact, it wraps a little bit more than this one, okay? So you can see that you are going to have more protection for the ankle area, the back area with all this right here. Then the fiber, the carbon fiber along the side for more stability. So in theory, this one's going to be better with the technology, okay? You have more wrapping around the back, okay, and then along the side. Then you have carbon fiber underneath. This is just a TPU type, plastic type material, okay? So that right there, this one gets the edge a little bit more. And then for the cushioning, right, this one has the boom. And I'm trying to recall, I think this also has boom, okay? But one major difference is going to be that for the cushioning for this one, it is going to have this right here, okay? For the drop-in for this one, right, it's just going to be the foam, the full length boom, right? But it's not going to have this TPU energy return in the front, okay? So again, the technology for this one is better, right? Because you're gonna get a little bit more bounce. You can see how it wants to rebound, right? So when you're stepping through, when you're stepping down, then it's gonna wanna give you that little extra energy return for being faster on the court, for speed, and also for a little bit more bounce. And this one doesn't have that, okay? So this one gets the edge on that as well. But also, the cushion is very good. Again, you can see the same type of pattern. The boom, very soft, feels good, but responsive. You get a good amount in the heel, just like this one, okay? So pretty much, again, for the cushion, this one's going to have the edge. Again, you wanna see that in a newer model, that they're improving it, okay? So that's gonna be some differences. And of course, the materials. This right here is a little bit more textile feel, a little bit more firm, a little bit harder. And when you feel this one is more softer, okay? I would say the breathability, because underneath you see the lining, that it's more open, right? This one right here, it looks a little bit more close knitted. So I'm going to say this one's probably going to breathe possibly a little bit more better, just because you can see right here in the middle it's really open, right? Right here is more closed, okay? So possibly this one could be a little bit more cooler along this area, right? And for the front, I'm thinking it might be somewhat similar, because right here you do have very solid lines. You can see those top lines, they're very solid. But right here all throughout, you can see the pattern, okay? It's got a lot more air to go in, but it does have a thicker underneath lining. So I'm going to say for the front, most likely is going to be pretty similar, but this one a little bit more air right here in the middle, okay? And again, that's something minor. I feel both of these shoes are going to be very good for the ventilation, so don't even worry about that on both of these shoes. And when I do wear these on the court, I never feel that my feet are super hot. So again, like I said, very good if you play in a hot gym or outside. Okay, and again, also for the traction, what the online page mentioned is that this one has that tough OS, and this one, it never mentioned anything like that from what I recall when they had it on the website. Okay, so it's gonna have very solid traction, but this one, like I talked about in the original first video that I uploaded, the waves do flex, right? But along this area, it has a more solid type of rubber, maybe because it's all bunched up together, but it doesn't move as much and it feels more harder right here. And same thing in this area. Okay, so this one's going to have the edge again for playing outside if you do have that money and you can afford playing in an expensive basketball sneaker outdoors. Okay, so there you have the full comparison. They're both great sneakers, both great quality. I love them a whole lot. Okay, and before I go, let me weigh them for you so you can see the weight of them. Okay, of course I've been playing this one for a lot longer than this one, so the material might be worn out. Let me reset this. And we're back, and I'm going to weigh both these sneakers just so you have a general idea. Like I said, I have played in this one a lot more, so it's probably going to have more material that has come off it. But let's just put it here so you can see, just so you can have an idea. 14, okay, 14 ounces. And then we'll reset the scale for the other one, so let's put it down. It's going to be around 13.90 ounces, so about the same weight. And that's a little strange. I thought I tested this one out in the first video and it got 14.05. Maybe I did lose some weight when playing on it, who knows. So around 14 ounces, 13.990, and then we said this one was 14. Okay, so pretty much for the weight of both these sneakers, they're going to be the same. So if you were wondering about that, it is the same lightness or heaviness, however you want to look at it. So there you have it. That's going to be the comparison with the 808 2 Ultra V2 with the 808 3 Ultra V2, and they're both fantastic basketball sneakers. But if I do have to give a sneaker an edge, it's going to be this one, right? Just because it has a little bit more technology, and it's going to be a little bit more useful on the basketball court. But they're both pretty close together, okay? They weren't just slightly behind, but this one's also going to be a fantastic sneaker to play in, okay? I'm going to say, not just because you wear this one is going to make you a better basketball player. You still have to have the skill behind it, but it just gives you a slight more edge when you're out there. But like I said, both great choices, right? And since this one is the older model, you can possibly save yourself some money. So right there, that could be a big incentive to go ahead and buy this one instead. So there you go. That's going to be the comparison for both of these sneakers. The sizing, of course, go true to size if you are regular or narrow, if you're looking for that performance fit. And if you are a wide footer like myself, just go a half size up, okay? And that's going to help you out. I went, like I said, I am a wide footer. I went a half size up. Both of these are size 8, and they feel very, very similar. I really don't feel the difference because it doesn't bother me when it's a little tight up here, like I mentioned, or if it's a little bit looser, just a tiny bit. And it doesn't bother me, both of these type materials. But everybody is different. So that's why I did want to do this video, so you can decide for yourself what's going to be better for you. So that's going to do it for this video. We'll be back next time with more. Until then, peace and much love.